What are your reefing goals for 2022? This week, we're going to talk about what we plan to do with the new year coming. Welcome back, fellow reefers. This week, we are talking about what we plan to do to our 180-gallon reef tank with the upcoming year of 2022. We are also curious about what you plan to do inside your reef tank as well this coming year. So, with that being said, let's get on to the goals that we have set forth for next year. Number one, we want to add more fish. This is going to be at the top of our list. With last year's difficulties, we think that adding more fish will bring more nutrients to the tank, since last year has been nothing but just crazy issues trying to keep our nutrients. They're just ultra low and they're not going anywhere. Now, this could be because we essentially only have 3, 4, 5, 6 fish. They're all relatively small except for the purple tang and the fox face rabbit fish. So what we feel we need to do is get more fish in there so we can get more of a bio load going and get those nutrients up. So that is the first thing that we need to do. Second, what we want to do in the upcoming year is, I had so much fun last year going out and checking out a couple reefers' aquariums, seeing how they do things, checking out their setups, you know, what they're using for lighting, what's down underneath where their sumps at. I want to do more of that this year. So if you want to have us come check out your aquarium, your setup, and you want us to video it or highlight it, down in the description below we have our email. Feel free to email us, and we'll get back to you as fast as we possibly can about, you know, possibly getting out there. Now, we're not talking California, Florida, you know, places like that. The channel isn't that large yet where, you know, we could take money that we make or whatever from the channel and get airfare and what have you. So we're essentially talking about, you know, the around the surrounding area, whether it's Pennsylvania, West Virginia, Ohio, some parts in New York, maybe like Buffalo-ish, you know what I mean? Not like New York City-ish. Maybe some parts of Maryland. For now, you know, later on we would like to expand that out, but not until we can start seeing some sort of funding come in from the channel. We look forward to that. Now, the third thing that we need to do for 2022, and I just received this for Christmas this year, is this UV sterilizer. We need to get this installed. Now, this is the Core Life UV sterilizer. I wholeheartedly accept the gift, and you know, later on we'll do an unboxing of it and what have you, and setting it up. But this is going to be a priority as well. You know, with last year's problems we had with ick and velvet, is this the be all end all to that? Probably not. You know, it's rated for, what does it say? I think it was rated for 500 gallons. I don't necessarily think that it'll eradicate everything, but I think with the quarantine process we've implemented last year, after learning the hard way, I think that this is going to just add that much more needed oomph to combating any of those issues. Not to mention any algae blooms. It could take care of that as well. And as I was reading, UV sterilizers are really good at killing bad bacteria. Now, I'm assuming that they're talking about cyano or dinos. You know, that's what we're looking at as far as that goes. This is going to be a top priority getting this in that tank and getting it operationable. Now that we talked about, you know, the issues we were having with the SPS, you know, and using this UV sterilizer, that brings up the topic of, as for now, the beginning of 2022, what we want to do is focus on getting this tank right and doing what we can and slowly implement the SPS as time goes on. You know, I want to get like a bird's nest, something along those lines. It's relatively easy to keep. This way I can monitor that, and once that bird's nest does well and it does actually start to thrive and it starts to grow, then I'll feel much better about getting other more desirable, you know, more rare pieces of SPS and throwing them in. But for now, what we're going to concentrate on is, like I said, more fish to get a more bio load in this tank, get some nitrates up, and we're going to focus on some rare zoanthids. That's what myself particularly, I still do love the zoas, and we're going to concentrate on more LPS as far as euphyllias, hammers, torches, frog spawns, maybe a couple more different chalices. The chalice that we got from Mike Andrews is doing exceptionally well, and I probably should not have just said that, because I know the minute I said anything in this tank does exceptionally well, it seems to go to shit within the next week. So, but with that being said, we're going to take a step back on SPS as far as sticks go in 2022, unless we can get this in check. And another important thing too that goes along with that is we need to get a par meter. We have the Sentinel Reef monitor. I don't like it. I really don't. I just myself, I can't trust it. So, you know, what we need to do is we need to save up to get that par meter. We're looking at, like, I don't know, $400, $500, $600 for it. There was two I was looking at. One with the Apogee does not display, how can I say it? It's not that it doesn't display. It does not, I guess it doesn't do well collecting information in LED. But then I guess Apogee just released a newer one that can read par levels under LED. But that, like I said, I believe that was like the $600 unit. So, you know, we either need to save up in time to get it, or, like I said, you know, by you supporting the channel with the PayPal link, that helps us out as well, where we can essentially get that together and get that purchased. And thank you, Larry, so much for your gift. So with that being said, I would like to wish all of you guys a very happy and safe Happy New Year, and a very, very successful reef keeping year in 2022. So until then, we'll see you on the next one.